Okay guys, so after defining everything that you need in the project, we need to actually draw the structure and define and assign them everything that we defined previously. Please have this in mind that if you change this that is on one story to all the stories, anything that you have done, actually drawing, deleting, assigning, or so on in one story will be defined to all other story as well. I just keep this as a one story because I wanted to just show it in one story for you as a sample. For designing drawing the elements, I just click on that one, start drawing between these. I will continue. Just have some. Yeah, it was extend color. Yeah, you see that I draw everything. There are two main things that I want to explain here. If you wanted to open the end of the beams and make it as a pin in order to not participate in the lateral resistance system, you just click that one, you go to the assign, to the frame and release, and we'll open the release of the bending. Remember that if you release the bending in both directions, you need to also release the torsion in one direction. This is one concept that I want to show here. The other things that we wanted to assign the section that we already defined. So I come here, I go to the frame section property. For example, I assign this one. So I assign this. So this is how we assign different things to that. The drawing the column for drawing the car, just come to the biggest one and I put this. You may wonder that, okay, my column is in the other direction and I should to rotate that. So I will come here. You see that there is an angle degree here and I can make it to 90 degrees. So this is, you see that this is changed. I will put the columns like this sample here. Okay, and this is our columns. For assigning the columns, again, you see that I will, for example, select this column. I will assign frame section properties and will assign something to my columns. So these are all based on the scope of the project that you have, and you need to assign the section, draw them, and so other things based on the scope of your project. For drawing the area, I will come to here. I will use the area. If you remember, I have a deck one. I draw these. So these show the way that the loads are distributed. If I wanted to change it, I will change this one as well. So yeah, you see that, like the column. These are the things for the drawing the uh, area, columns, and the beams. If you want to assign a load to your beams, you come here, you go to the frame load. These are different things. I usually use distributed. You will need to choose the load pattern that you have. And for example, I don't know, maybe 20. So it will be 20 applied to this one. If you want to assign the load to your area, you will come to here, share load again uniform. So technically the dead load of the deck or live load, maybe I just put a live load here. I just put 100 in the gravity, and you see that the 100 pound per square feet is applied here. And if you remember, we have talked about the diaphragm, so I will click all of this area. I will assign the shell, and I come here and put diaphragm. You can also assign the diaphragm to your nodes, but I usually assign them to the shell. It depends that how you want to model your structure. If you want to model the area or not, you can do not model your area and just assign the load to the frames and assign the diaphragm to the nodes and so on. I will just have a quick, yeah, the other important things that I remember here. Let me just draw the columns at this area. Actually, I'm not sure if you hear the backgrounds of the train, but I'm sorry if you hear something. Okay, if you see here, you see that the connection of the columns to the ground is the pin one. If I wanted to change that, I come to the base. Let me just I click all of them. I go to the assign, joint, restraint, make them fixed. So in that case, you can just change the restraint that you have between the connections of the columns and also the ground. So I think that I was just checking that I do not miss anything important here. Yeah, I tell the shell. Yeah, so when you draw the link for your isolated, this is the way that you assign that isolator to that. I explained the shell load, handle load, and so on. And if you have a braces, you will see that this is how I draw the braces with these ones. So there is one important thing about braces. You see that these braces are has a intersection with each other. So actually, their unbraced lanes is half of these sections, not the total of them. So you need to define these to them. So when I click on that one, I got to here to edit. I got to the edit frame and say divide frame, break, and the intersection. So right now, our brace is in this situation. So it's when they wanted to, when it's wanted to design it for the compression, it will be like this. So I explained the define, describe the assign. I think there's not something very important in the analysis. I just wanna show something about the load combination that I tell you. So when you come here for the steel frame design and you go to the design preference, you will need to choose the system that you are using for that. It is a spatial moment frame, your category, potence factor, design ratio, and so on. But one of the important things is STS. So when you have STS here and you define it, when you back to the load combination, and I said that I add a default load combination for the steel frame design. I also put converted to user frame. So I click on all the after you have uh, all of your load patterns, you need to go to this part in the end of your before your analysis and before your design. You need to go to here, update the information that you have, so then come back and have your load combination when you use the automatic one. Because so you can see that the this 1.3 is because of the vertical seismic load, and it's dependent on the SDS, if you remember that. That's why I said that we have to design the SDS before we move forward. So This was the quick review that we have. If you have any question, you can just email me. And also, if there was a problem between all of you, I can just email it to you, or Professor Wang, let me know, and I can record another video for you. Have a great rest of the semester, and bye.